welcome to It's a Miracle Beauty. My name is Brandy, and this channel is about utilizing what you have versus buying new. Last year, I had a goal of buying a few new things, and as far as makeup, I didn't do horrible, but in skincare, perfume, way too much. So this year I'm working on doing a strict no buy or having rules on when I can buy, such as saving the funds in advance and not just blowing all of my spending money on it, but having, $10 here, $10 here to make sure I want it. When you have to save for a product, typically you want it pretty bad versus instant gratification, buy. So my no buy is gonna be relatively strict. This is the introduction to my 2024 pan challenges. So if you were with me in 2023, I use the same intro in all of my pan challenges. I have autoimmune, big ass family, a lot going on and a very stressful job. So I had to utilize less time for me to reuse this intro. So all three of the 2024 intros will have this introduction in it. If you haven't been to my pan challenges before, not every product is a goal to use to completion, although there are definitely some in there for that. A lot of them are just trying to get my money's worth before the product expires and move as much through this collection as I can. Lastly, pan challenges are very personal. Just because I don't use them to completion doesn't mean I'm not project panning, and likewise, if you use them in a different way doesn't mean you're not. It's very personal and everybody can create their pan challenge the way that they prefer. So this year I will have 3 again. They're slightly different than last year, but the one that is consistent is last year was 23 and 23. I do have a 24 and 24. I also have a 12x7-4, and then I have a dead to be project pan, which is disliked or soon to expire products. Now, every product in that 12x7-4 is not going to be utilized to completion. It's not going to be emptied. Some of them definitely have the opportunity, but there's quite a few that will not, and I want to use as much as I can by 7-4. I'm okay if there's something left. If I can use it all, that's great. But if I can't, I'm not going to be mad at it. So I hope that you all stick around, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications if you like project pans, empties with mini reviews, and other low buy, no buy content. And let's get started on my 2024 project pan introductions. Hi and welcome back. I thank you so much again for your patience on the repeated intros. This is the 12x7-4 project pan. And again, not everything will be completely finished by then, but I think there is some products that absolutely could be, and then there's other products that I'll be able to just make a really large dent in. So the first item is one I know for a fact I will be able to finish. This is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This is the original formula, and that is all I have left. So I don't think that one will have any issue getting finished by 7-4. So that's going to be definitely a targeted product. And if you haven't seen it before, I do keep my pan challenge items in a drawer at my vanity, and I just move them into my drawer as I talk about them. Next is the Jaclyn Hill Brighten Up, and that is not in my thing because it's over here. So this one actually is like right here. It's like way down. Like, I don't think this is another one. I think I'll have no issue. Let's see if I can get it pick up on camera. So the powder starts about right here. So I don't think I'll have any issue actually finishing that, and I enjoy it. They're going out of business. They announced this week. I was able to get 2 of those off of Ulta for half off, and I already have one because I use them every single day, because that's one way I help my skin have luminosity and movement and not look powdery. So I love that product. Next is the Mario Powder Bronzer. I highly doubt this one will hit any sort of pan in 6 months, because bronzers tend to go very slow for me because I'm so fair and I have to use them so lightly. So this is the powder one that it goes from highlighter to like more bronzier to almost a contour shade. I like to swirl it all together in bronze. Looks beautiful. Not something I use every day, only because I forget I have it, and that's why it's in the pan challenge. Next is the e.l.f. St. Bart's. And that does look like this. It's one of the regular putty brushes, and it is a redder, pinkier tone. And this is one that I just had to declutter 3 because they were drying out. So I'm just trying to get some use out of them before they completely dry out. Next is L'Oreal Age Perfect Balm. This probably is expired. I will be honest. It's still performing. I just used it the other day. It's a very orangey like type of foundation, but the formula is amazing. So I'm going to see if I can use this with maybe the correct concealer or bronzer or something to help counteract all of that. Like, you use more of a contour instead of a bronzer to counteract some of that yellow. See what you think. I mean, if you look, there's a decent dip in there. It's a pretty good foundation in my opinion. So hoping I can get some use out of that. Next is the Milani Color Corrector. I did just open this in 2023, but it only has, I think, 12-month shelf life. So I'm hoping to utilize as much. I think if I really paid attention, I think I could use all of this by July, but I actually have the Becca one in my other challenge. So between the two of them, I can't only use one. Like I need to make a choice, but I'm going to make as big a dent in it as I can. Next is the Rare Blush. I don't think there's any chance in hell I'm using all of this, but I'm happy to use whatever I can use, and make a dent in this will be good enough for me. Next is the Cosmetics Magic Hour. This is another one. There is no chance in hell I'm going to be able to use all this by then, but I'd like to do some wear and tear and get some more use out of this. This is an amazing and beautiful blush, and I don't use it quite as much as I should, so that's what I'm hoping I can utilize it more this year. Next is the e.l.f. Contour. This is one that I think if I am targeted, I actually could finish this year because it's a cream contour. I typically use a cream blush. I do, but cream bronzer and a powder bronzer. I don't typically use a contour on both, but I could. So I'm gonna see what I can do with this, or I could not use my powder since they're not in the challenge. So last month, well, I guess I do have one. In my first challenge, I have the Kat Von D, but this one and this one, this one and this one, this contour in this challenge. Next is the Huda Glowish Primer. This was in my challenge last year, and I did make a dent in it, but not a big enough dent. I still have a ton of product in there, so I'm gonna keep working on it. I love this and adore this product. I do believe that most people are pretty separated. Either they love it or they hate it, but I enjoy it, and it works really well on my skin. Another one that was in my project pan last year, only for 1 month, and I made barely any dent, as you'll see as it slowly goes back to vertical. This is the NYX Honeydew Primer or Honeydew Me Up, and this was all the way to the top, so that's all I did in December. This is one I think there's a chance I could finish it by July, but with other primers in the pan, I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I'm going to try it. Lastly is the YSL new, what is this called? Bare Look Tint, and it's in a new line. This is actually stunning and beautiful. I cannot believe I've not used this any more than I have. So looking forward to this. This is another one that I think there's a chance I could use it all, but I doubt it because I do have other foundations in these pans, but I'm just gonna see how much I can get done. And that is my 12 by 7.4 project pan. If you haven't already, I hope you'll like, share, subscribe. Make sure to ring the bell for notifications because I don't upload consistently on the same day, same time, etc. And don't forget to look out for the final project pan, the Dead to Me project pan. Thanks guys, have a great week. Happy New Year.